Howdy, y'all. This here's Grandpa Hickory. I've been asked to tell this story and explain to everyone. I got lots of comments here. People wants to know. The Baron and the Aristocrat. It's told to me by my friend, Mr. Mobley. Now, Mr. Mobley, he called me one day. He said, hey, come on down here. Come on down here. Well, I went on down there. We was in Louisiana. Went down New Orleans. I went in this Cajun food place. Oh, listen, they got crawdads. They got shrimp. They got crab legs to die for, people. I walks in there and listen here now. They got Creole sauce, baby. They come out there and they spread it all out on our tables. And all we had is a good time. And they brought the beers out. We sat down with the beer bottles. And Mr. Mobley, he looked across me. And I knew something was going on pretty serious. Mr. Mobley, he took a sip out of his beer bottle. And he sat down there across from me. And he say, "Lo." And I knows right then, when Mr. Mobley says, "Lo," there's something coming. And I look over him and I say, "What's going on, Mr. Mobley?" He say, "The Baron and the Aristocrat." Well, he's drinking small beer out of his bottle. So, what do you mean by Baron and his Baron and Aristocrat? I don't understand, Mr. Mobley. He said, "Let me tell you something about the Baron. Lots of folks don't know this in America. They don't know what's going on in the voting world, baby." I look at him, I say, "Mr. Mobley, what's going on?" He looks over me and he shake his head and he say, "Lo." My skin crawl, people. My skin crawl. I look at him, I say, "What going on?" He say, "Let me tell you something. Them people done stole the election one time, and they planning on doing it all over again." I say, "No." He say, "Lo." He say, "You know them barons?" I say, "No, Mr. Mobley, I don't know any barons. I'm just a po' boy." He looks across at me, he took a big sip out of his beer, and he sits down, he put both hands on the table, and I knew Mr. Mobley's serious. When Mr. Mobley set his beer bottle down and put both his hands on the table, he's serious, people. I mean, folks, he's serious. He looked across at me, and he shook his head, and he say, "Lo." Boy, my skin crawled some more. I had chills all over my arms and my shoulders and back behind my neck. My hairs kind of stand up. He said, "You know the barons and everything, everybody feared all them folks over there in England." I said, I didn't know anything about that, Mr. Mobley. He said, "Yeah, people for years have feared all them barons over there in England and everything. But let me tell you something. The barons in America are what worse than those over there and on that island called England." And I says, what you mean, Mr. Mobley?" And he tells me, he say, "It's election fraud." I said, "No! Don't say that!" I looks around the room because I didn't want anybody to hear that. He say, "Them Democrats, they planning on some more fraud they gonna pull on the American people this next election." I say, "No, Mr. Mobley, tell me it not so." Mr. Mobley say, "Lo, you know they already got dead people voting." Oh, that scared me bad, people. Don't talk about dead people like that. No, don't listen here. I don't want to hear about ghosts. Don't tell me that. Mr. Mobley, he looks at me and he says, "Lo, they got lots of dead people gwine vote for that communist Kamala Harris. You know, the one that all she ever do is giggle and laugh. You know, she's giggling all the time. I said, yeah, Mr. Mobley, I hears of that commie Kamala, and I feels when I hear that name. Mr. Mobley, I don't want to talk about all this. It scared me, Mr. Mobley. Mr. Mobley, he looked over me and he took a big old long sip out of his beer, and he set it down and he say, "Lo, what's bad is the Aristrocrats." What do you mean, Mr. Mobley? What do you mean, aristocrats? He said, them sorry Democrats. Most people call them Democrats because they from the pits of hell. Oh, that dirty thing, Mr. Mobley. I don't want to hear no more. I don't want to hear. And he said, hey, calm down. I'm trying to explain to you, boy. So he took another big drink of beer, and he ordered 4 more bottles of beer, and I was sitting there, and we talked about different things, and they brings the beer to the table and set it down. And I got me some of those crawdads, and I sitting there eating them and everything, you know, and sucking on the head. You know how we do down in Louisiana? We likes to suck those crawdad heads. We loves it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Hey, don't knock it till you try it, people. Don't sit there and make fun of anyone. You got to try it. You'll love it, folks. Cajun food, good for you. You need to have some. Anyway, he looks at me and he says, we got to vote. We got swamp rats there in Washington. I said, rats? He said, yeah. They great big old swamp rats. They huge swamp rats walking around out there. But you know what bad about them swamp rats down there in Washington, D.C.? I said, no, Mr. Mobley, what? Tell me. I was shaking, people. I had cold chills on me. I looks around. Boy, I'm going to tell you something. Mr. Mobley, he takes a big old sip out of his beer bottle, and he leaned across the table. He put both hands on the table, and I knew something was going on, something serious. Listen, when Mr. Mobley put his hands on both the table, he puts them on the table like that, and he leans over. There's something he got to tell, and I know that it's the truth. I know it's the truth. Mr. Mobley, he looked at me and he say, them Democrats, they're demons. They're Democrats. They planning on stealing this next election for Mr. Trump. I said, no, don't say that, Mr. Mobley. Stop that. He said, I'm telling you right now. I say, well, Mr. Mobley, what's the plain folk going to do about all this? He said, we got to vote, son. We got to vote. Each and every one of us got to vote for Mr. Trump. I looks at my friend, Mr. Mobley, because I likes my friend, Mr. Mobley. Listen, he's a good man. He's a nice man. Me and Mr. Mobley, well, we've known each other, I guess, about 44 years now. And I know Mr. Mobley tells me the truth. So you all hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you on the next video. This is Grandpa Hickory saying goodbye from now. I'm down here visiting Louisiana. Bye for now.